very warm greetings to all my dear students. Yesterday we have seen the relationship between TU and MU and how TU and MU are related. We have already seen in our earlier video. In today's class we are going to learn the concept of consumers equilibrium through utility analysis. Utility means when the satisfactions is measured in terms of utility. Okay. Before going to proceed further and learn the concept of consumers equilibrium through utility analysis in different type of commodities, we have to learn two important concepts related with it. Let us start first with law of diminishing marginal utility. This law states that as a consumer consumes more and more units of a specific commodity, utility from the successive units goes on decreasing. What does it mean? Means when we take any commodity continuously on a regular basis, the amount of utility that we will derive will goes on decreasing. This concept was given by Mr. H. Gaussian, who has given it or explained it first time in 1854. So what were the assumptions and what are the assumptions behind this law? Means when we consume any commodity on a regular basis, the amount of satisfaction goes on decreasing. For understanding this concept, let us take our day-to-day example from our day-to-day life. When we are hungry, when the appetite at a very high level, then when we start eating anything, the first bite that we will take will give you maximum satisfactions, and gradually when you will take all the food materials that is provided with you, then the amount of satisfactions goes on decreasing. That is what law of diminishing marginal utility states. Okay, when a consumer consumes more and more units of a specific units, the amount of utility that he will derive from consumption of every extra units goes on decreasing. Okay, so what are the assumptions behind this law? There are certain assumptions like the consumers should be rationality. Consumers aims at maximum utility. Consumers act as maximum utility. Then constant marginal utility of money. Marginal utility of money for purchasing goods remains constant. There is no change in the price of the commodity that he is going to purchase. Let us take the example of Pani Puri. If you are taking as per the rate, means if you are getting 6 Pani Puris out of 10 rupees, then when you will take the first bite, it will give you the maximum satisfactions, and the satisfactions goes on decreasing afterward when you will gradually take another numbers of Pani Puris. But if somebody will tell that the price of Pani Puris is going to decrease after every intake of it, then you will start enjoying and your satisfaction may increase. So this is not the condition of law of diminishing marginal utility. What is the condition of diminishing marginal utility? That there should not be any change in the price of the commodity. Second. Third, there must be diminishing marginal utility, means marginal utility goes on decreasing, as we have already seen in the case of marginal utility earlier. And when we have established relationship between TU and MU, we have seen that after consumptions, or when we go on consuming goods on a regular basis, the amount of satisfactions goes on decreasing. Okay, so what are the other consumptions or conditions? That there should be continuous consumptions. No time gap is given for consumptions of goods, and also the income of the consumers remains constant. Okay, there should not be any kind of change in terms of income of the consumers. This is very important. Now this is what we can explain the law of diminishing marginal utility. Okay, law of diminishing marginal utility states that when we consume more and more units of a commodity, the amount of satisfactions goes on decreasing. Here we can see the marginal utility goes on decreasing from when we have consumed the first unit, the marginal utility was 20, then 16, then 10, then 4, and then 0, means no utility. And when we again consume the same product, that is fifth unit, after fifth unit we have consumed sixth unit, the marginal utility becomes negative. So how we can draw the graph? If we are supposed to draw between marginal utility and units of ice cream, you will find a trend like this. Okay, here if we are drawing it like marginal utility in this side and units in this side, then you will find the graph will behave like this. Means marginal utility goes on decreasing. This is the point where the satisfaction is 0 and 0 mu point, and this point is known as point of satiety. Okay, so this is important to know. When marginal utility becomes 0, this is the point of satiety, and after that if a consumer consumes any good further, then his utility or the utility derived from consumption of that particular commodity becomes negative. Okay, now let us understand another concept related with it only, and it will be dealt with the name law of equimarginal utility, equal marginal utility. According to this law, a consumer gets maximum satisfaction when a ratio of marginal utility of two commodities, suppose there are two commodities X and Y. Okay, so there are two commodities X and Y. So utility of two commodities and their respective prices are equal. Prices are equal. Price of commodity X and Y are equal, and mu falls on consumptions increases. This is the law of diminishing marginal utility. The same assumptions apply as law of diminishing marginal utility. Whatever assumptions that we have discussed for law of diminishing marginal utility, it is equally applicable to the law of equimarginal utility. So when we are talking about this consumers, when the consumers gets maximum satisfactions when ratio of marginal utility of two commodities and respective prices are equals, and mu falls as consumption increases. Okay, so this is what marginal utility of commodity X divided by price of commodity X must be equal to marginal utility of money, means amount of commodity that we have derived, right? Marginal utility divided by Px. Similarly, we will have another equation for marginal utility of Y, marginal utility of commodity Y divided by price of that commodity, which becomes equals to marginal utility of money. When we compare this equation 1 with equation 2, you will get this equation, isn't it? So this is what marginal utility of commodity X and price of divided by price of commodity X equals to marginal utility of Y divided by price of commodity Y equals to marginal utility of money. Okay. Now there are under utility approach, there are two conditions. First, in terms of when there is only consumption of single commodity and when there is consumption of two commodities. Okay, so we will discuss both the cases one by one. So consumers equilibrium using marginal utility analysis, it is very important. Every exams it is being asked in every examinations, and the marks is 6. It is very important concept. So marks that this question will give you is 6 marks. So it is asked most of the time. In fact, every time there will be a one question from this chapter of 6 marks. This is absolute certain. Okay. Now let us take the considerations of the first case, when in case of a single commodity, consumers attains equilibrium when following conditions are met. It is what? Consumers get maximum satisfactions when, or equilibrium means what? Equilibrium is a conditions when the consumers is getting maximum satisfactions. So when this case is there, when consumers whatever he has paid, he get equal to that, means whatever money he has spent, the amount of same utility or amount of same satisfactions he get in terms of price. Suppose I have to purchase one pen out of 5 rupees. If I am going to purchase a pen of 5 rupees, if the seller will give us pen of 4 rupees, we will not satisfied. We will get what? If I am paying 5 rupees, I must get the commodity of 5 rupees only. Right? It will give you the satisfactions, and this is what the consumer's equilibrium is. Means the consumers are able to maximize his profit, maximize his satisfactions at what point? Means amount of money that he has spent and amount of commodity that he will receive. Okay. Now, in case of single commodity, consumers attains equilibrium when, and this is what? Marginal utility of commodity X divided by price of commodity X equals to marginal utility of money that is derived from that commodity. Okay, so it implies the ratio of marginal utility of X over price of X equals to marginal utility of money. Please remember, in case of single commodity case, what is the condition? Consumer attains equilibrium when following conditions are met, that is mu x divided by px equal to mu m. Okay. Now there is another case. In case of two commodities, how the equilibrium will be achieved? Suppose for commodity X, what will be the condition? Mu x divided by px equals to mu m. Okay. Similarly, for commodity Y, it will be mu y divided by py then mu x. We have already seen the conditions, or I have explained the conditions of this formula when we were discussing law of equimarginal utility. So mu x divided by px equals to mu y divided by py equals to marginal utility of money. It implies that in a state of equilibrium, the utility per rupees obtained by the consumer from good X or good Y should be equal to marginal utility of money. Okay, so this is what the conditions for commodity 2. You just need to write, when you are asked to write what is consumer's equilibrium. So consumer's equilibrium is a conditions when consumers is able to satisfy his maximum needs, right? So वो consumer's equilibrium, this is the condition for consumer's equilibriums. Now how many cases are there? There are 2 cases in terms of single commodity case, in terms of 2 commodity case. When we are talking about utility analysis, there are 2 conditions. When you will be talking about ordinal or ordinal approach, that is through indifference curve analysis, there are only 1 conditions, that is of 2 commodities. So let us take the example, or let us take the single commodity case when it is expressed in terms of figures, right? So this is what? This is mu, right? So this is the point where the price of commodity and amount of utility becomes equal. That is, when he has consumed 3 commodity, then there is a table given in the page number 2.9 of Sandeep Garg. You can refer these conditions or this graph, then it will be a bit more easy for you to understand. There is a given, there is one table given, and on that basis it is drawn. So when a consumer has consumed 3rd units, the conditions achieved, that is consumers is equal to achieve the conditions of marginal utility of X equals to Px. Okay, here the conditions may be applied like marginal utility of money, marginal utility of X or any commodity may be more than mu m and also less than mu m, less than mu m. Okay, but when we are talking about equilibrium, equilibrium means what? This equation, mu x equals to Px. So when we are talking about marginal utility of commodity X is more than marginal utility of M, means still he can consume commodities. Okay, in this case marginal utility is more, so he will keep on consuming that goods till he is not achieving the conditions of equilibrium. In this case, when marginal utility is less than marginal utility of money, he has to stop consuming the goods. And how long he has to sacrifice the consumptions of goods, or he has to stop consuming that particular goods when he is not achieving this conditions of marginal utility of X equals to price of commodity X. Okay, now let us again discuss what is the conditions for 2 commodity cases. Similarly, when we are talking about commodity 1, he has a consumer has achieved a equilibrium at a particular point. When we are talking about marginal utility in terms of 2 commodities, then you will find this type of conditions where the marginal utility of X having is drawn and marginal utility of Y is drawn on the same table, and the point of intersection of marginal utility of X and Y will give you the equilibrium conditions. But normally nowadays the graph for marginal utility in two commodity case is not given in the textbook also, and it is not being asked or when you are asked to explain the concept, then it is not also expected you should write or you should draw the graph. But when it is mentioned in the examinations, when it is mentioned in the questions, then you have to draw it. Okay, so this is what we have learnt about the consumer's equilibrium in terms of single commodity case and in terms of two commodity case. Okay, now another concept, budget. What do you mean by budget? A budget constant represents all the combination of goods and services that a consumer may purchase given current prices within his or her given income. In simple manner, we can say that in terms of our incomes, means out of our incomes, how many combination of goods we can purchase at the given price, means at particular time when the price of a commodity is defined, then on the basis of our income, how many goods or combination of goods we are going to purchase, that is consumer's budget. Okay, consumer budget states that the real income or purchasing power of the consumers from which he can purchase certain quantitative bundles of two goods at given prices. Means what is the combination of goods that we will purchase on the basis of the given income, that gives you the concept of consumer's budget at the given price of the commodity. It means a consumer can purchase only those combinations of goods, that is bundle we have given. Combination is considered as a bundle set of goods which cost less than or equal to his income. Okay, so out of our budget we can draw, when we represent in terms of graphs, then it becomes budget line. So budget line is what? Budget line is a graphical representations of all possible combination of two goods which can be purchased with the given income and prices, such that the cost of each of these combination is equal to the money income of the consumers. It means we are able to purchase only those combinations of goods which cost less than our income or equal to our income. So when all these combinations are drawn in form of graph, then on this budget line a consumer can purchase everything given his income and price of the commodity. He cannot purchase any commodity. Let us talk about this. Means point C. This point cannot be purchased, or this combination of goods cannot be purchased by the by the consumers because his income is less. And when we are talking about point D, consumer is able to purchase as it is under the budget line. Okay, so we can say the budget line is a borderline beyond which a consumer will not be able to purchase any commodities because his income will not allow him or her to purchase that particular combination of goods. Okay, so the maximum combination of goods, when it is represented in terms of graph, then it is termed as budget line. Okay, now budget set. What is budget set? A budget set or opportunity set includes all possible combinations bundles that someone can afford given the price of a goods and the person's income level. So when we are including all possible bundles that someone can afford given the price of goods and the person income level, then it is budget set. This is budget line and all these are budget set. The amount of commodities, all possible combination of consumption goods that a consumer can purchase is known as budget set. Okay. Budget constant. A budget constant represents all the combination of goods and services that a consumer may purchase given current prices within his or her given income. The inequality shown below is a budget constant. When suppose P1 is the price of goods 1 and P2 is price of good 2 and X1 is unit of good 1 and X2 is unit of good 2 and M is the income of a price, then how we are going to find out the equations? Px into X1, P1 into X1 plus P2 into X2 should be less than or equal to the income of the consumer. Okay. Now, budget line equation we have already seen. In case of two commodities, we may have this type of conditions, like given the money income of the consumers and the price of two goods, every combinations lying on the budget line will cost the same amount of money and he can therefore be purchased within the given income. Means given the money income of a consumer and price of the two goods, every combinations lying on the budget line, every combinations that will lie on the budget line will give the same amount of, will cost the same amount of money and can therefore be purchased with the given income. The budget line can be defined as a set of combinations of two commodities that can be purchased if whole of the given income is spent on them and its slope is equal to negative of the price ratio. This is decreasing. Okay. Then slope of budget line, we have already seen the conditions. P1 into X1 plus P2 into X2 should be equals to 1, and when there is a change in the commodity P of X and another one, that is X2, then we get, after subtracting equation 1, subtracting equation 2 from 1, we get what? Price of commodity X into change in the commodity, change in the quantity of commodity 1, price of commodity 2, and into change in the combinations of commodity 2. Rearranging terms, we get the slope of the budget line like this: delta x2 divided by delta x1 equals to minus p1 divided by p2. This is all for today. Thank you and have a nice day.